We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday. Nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In part 8 of the kitchen renovation, we are installing cabinet door and drawer fronts and installing the tile backsplash. If you missed any of the previous renovation videos, you can find them all on my channel homepage. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. Before adding the cabinet doors, I had to finish up some plumbing under the sink. The brand of this bridge faucet is Kraus. I believe I got it off Amazon. I'll be sure to link these items in the description below. The sink strainers and the garbage disposal air switch button I also found on Amazon. With this air switch, you just connect the tubing, plug it into your outlet, and then your garbage disposal gets plugged into the air switch kit. Next, it's time to install cabinet doors. Devin was nice enough to install all the door and drawer fronts while I edited some videos. I mentioned this before, but I ordered our custom door and drawer fronts from a company called RETROFIT. They custom fabricate cabinet fronts to specifically fit IKEA cabinets. I'm so incredibly happy that I found them. The cabinet fronts are beautiful, the paint job is flawless, and it saved me so much time trying to paint them myself. In our dining room, our built-ins are painted Natural Cream by Benjamin Moore, and All Style Retrofit was able to paint our kitchen cabinet fronts the same exact color. You can actually choose any Benjamin Moore color and they will produce all the parts in your order with that color selection. I went with their painted shaker style door in the Hennigan design, but they have a bunch of different styles to choose from. The ordering process was so easy. In part 4, I showed you guys how I designed all of our cabinetry through IKEA's website. Well, once you have your design figured out, you send them the detailed item list, and then they're able to get all of your cabinet measurements off that list from IKEA. I'll link their website in the description below if you want to check them out. I ordered all of the hinges and drawer components right from IKEA, which will fit into all of your door and drawer fronts from All Style Retrofit. I had to order a few more custom doors for the pantry and for the cabinet above the pantry, as well as the drawer front beneath the microwave, so I'm still waiting for those to come in. Before I get started tiling, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Extra Space Storage. It's been incredibly helpful having a storage unit during our kitchen renovation project. With all the materials and supplies and appliances and boxes filling up our house and garage, we needed a little extra space. I'm heading to our storage unit today to drop off a few things and to pick up our backsplash tile. Whether you're undertaking a big renovation like us, moving, decluttering, going through a life transition, whatever it may be, Extra Space Storage creates a safe, clean, convenient, and professional solution to storage needs. You can pack and arrange the storage unit however you'd like, access your belongings at any point during the location's open hours, and store or take things out of storage whenever you'd like. I'll be heading back at least one more time to pick things up for the final reveal. I can't wait to show you all the final details I've been collecting. Thanks again, Extra Space Storage, for the convenient storage and for this great partnership. You can find the link to their website and YouTube channel in the description below. Let's get to tiling. So first things first, I'm prepping the surface. I'm covering our countertops with some construction paper, then covering our sink and faucet, unscrewing the outlets. The back wall here is a bit uneven from the new drywall and joint compound, so I'm sanding down any high spots and making sure to clean up all the dust. Instead of traditional mortar, I'm using this adhesive tile mat called Muscle Bound. I bought it from Floor & Decor, but I think they have it at Lowe's too. It's my first time using this, but I've been seeing it more and more lately, so I thought I would try it out. It's permanent and completely replaces mortar. For this to properly stick, you need to prep your surface really well. It says it can be applied to most clean, flat, painted or unpainted, well-bonded surfaces such as drywall, cement board, plywood, laminate, and even existing tile. I didn't want any of the chalky dust from the joint compound to mess with the adhesion, so I did a quick coat of paint on my wall. While waiting for the paint to fully cure, I laid out my tiles to try and get an idea of how I wanted my pattern to look. Muscle bound can be used with flat-backed glass, stone, porcelain, ceramic, or metal tiles, as well as mesh-backed mosaics. I was really excited to use this because there isn't any mess involved and you don't have to wait before grouting. Now that my surface is prepped and completely clean and free of dust, I can apply the adhesive mat. You just roll it on your wall like wallpaper. You can lightly lift it right away if you need to reposition it, but once you start pressing down, it is stuck. I trimmed the mat with a utility knife and then used a grout float to press it firmly in place.
Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. Oh, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We're playing loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night.
Now that my adhesive mat is set in place, I'm going to install this gold edge trim. I'm using this around the entire window as well as where my tile stops on the right side of the wall. For the window, I mitered the corners so that all the corners met up evenly. I used a tile as a placement guide and then stapled the edge trim in place. I was planning on using the muscle bound adhesive inside my windows, but I think I'm going to use the traditional mortar instead because I'm worried about my tile sitting level on top of that edge trim. Now I can finally start tiling. I'm using the green Chloe 5x5 ceramic tile from Bedrosians. The gold edge trim is from Floor & Decor. The edge trim under the window is level, so I'm using that as a guide for my tile. I started my first tile in the very center of the window and went out from there. You just peel the top of the adhesive when you're ready to start setting your tile, and then you need to press firmly for 5 seconds. You can lightly set your tile in place and peel off to reposition it, but once you firmly press down, it's not going anywhere. I used a wet tile saw to make my cuts. I found it easiest to mark my measurements with tape so it was easier to see while cutting. For these tricky cuts, I just free-handed a bunch of straight lines until my shape was cut out. One very critical step with this muscle bound is that your tile needs to be free of any dust or moisture before it can be applied. That means if you're using a wet saw to cut your tile, you need to let your tile dry completely before installing, which was a little annoying. I sped up the drying process a little bit though with a blow dryer. I installed the bottom row of tile first, making sure it was completely level, and then I worked my way up on the left side. I used a permanent marker and a level to make level lines. The edge of these tiles are a little rigid and they naturally have about an 1/8 inch gap, so I didn't use any tile spacers. I've seen this done before and I'm really happy with how it ended up looking. My honest opinion of the muscle bound, I would definitely use it again for small backsplash projects. This was a bit tricky to use around my window and with the edge trim though. Also, if your wall isn't completely level, if it has some low spots or high spots, I wouldn't recommend this because it will just follow your wall and you won't be able to level it off like you would with traditional mortar. I did love that there was no mess involved and I could work at my own pace.
Putting on the greatest show, so make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, oh. I'm gonna quit my job. Never wanna have no bars. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my...
Unfortunately, I ended up running out of tile. I'm not sure where my math went wrong, but I'll have to order some more for the last 2 rows on the wall as well as around the inside of my window. I'm going to see what they have for trim pieces as well so I can add something right below the first row above the countertop. Also, I did buy an off-white colored grout, but I'm kind of loving the organic look of it without any grout. I'd love to hear your thoughts though in the comments below. What do you think? White grout, black grout, or no grout at all? Either way, I'll have it 100% finished for the next video. In the next video, I'll be installing light fixtures, cabinet hardware, building a custom range hood, and doing some touch-up paint. We're getting so close to the end. Thank you guys for sticking around and for tuning into my kitchen renovation videos. I hope you are finding bits and pieces of it helpful. I'll see you in the next one.